Yourself, acorn-head, retorted the other. The small jack should always give way to the big pot. You're a stranger in these parts, you chucklehead, said Robin. Your currish tongue betrays you, but I'll give you a good Barnsdale lesson if you don't retreat and let me pass. Saying which, he took up his bow and drew an arrow. The tall man, with a half-angry, half-humorous twinkle in his eyes, glanced at it. If this is your Barnsdale teaching, he rejoined, it is the teaching of cowards. Here you are with a bow in your hands, ready to shoot a man who has only his walking staff for a weapon. Robin paused. He was downright angry with the stranger, but there was something honest and good-natured about the giant which he liked. Have it your way then, he said. Wait here. He turned and went back to the bank, where he cut a stout staff of his own, and trimmed it to the weight and length he desired. Then he jumped back onto the bridge. Now, said Robin, we will play a little game together. Whoever is knocked from the bridge into the stream shall lose the battle. Ready, go! With the first twirl of Robin's staff, the huge stranger could see he had no novice to deal with, and he soon found that Robin's arm had strength equal to his own. For a long time their staffs whirled like the arms of two windmills, and when they clashed, the crack of wood was tossed to and fro between the trees on either side of the stream. The stranger lunged, and his stick came down with a sharp rap on Robin's skull. First hit goes to you, cried Robin. Second hit to you, said the giant with a good-natured laugh, rubbing a new bruise on his left forearm. Quick as lightning the blows descended now, and the very bones of both men rattled. Keeping their footing on the narrow bridge was almost impossible. Every step made forward or backward had to be taken with great care, and the power of every blow they gave or received almost threw them over the side. Suddenly, Robin landed a blow on the big man's crown, but the next instant, with a furious stroke, the stranger struck Robin off his balance. With a mighty splash, the outlaw landed in the water. For a moment, the giant man seemed surprised to find no enemy before him. Wiping the sweat from his eyes, he cried, Hello, good laddie, where have you gone? He bent down anxiously and peered into the water flowing rapidly beneath the bridge. By St. Peter, he said, I hope the bold man is not hurt. Faith, came a voice from the bank a little farther down. Here I am, big fellow, as right as rain. You have the day, and I shall not need to cross the bridge. Robin pulled himself up the bank, and, kneeling down, washed his face in the water. When he rose, he found the big stranger at his side, dashing water over his own head. What? Cried Robin. Have you not gone forward on your journey? You were in such a hurry to cross that bridge, and now you've come back. Scorn me not, good fellow, said the big man. I have nowhere to go that I know of. I am but a serf who has run away from his manor, and tonight, instead of my warm hut, I shall have only a bush to sleep under. But I would like to shake hands with you before I go, for you are as true and good a fighter as I've ever met. Robin's hand was on the other's at once, and they gave a shake of mutual respect and liking. Stay a while, said Robin. Perhaps you would like supper before you go wandering. With these words, Robin placed his horn to his lips and blew a blast that woke the echoes, made the blackbirds fly shrieking away, and every animal in the forest dive for the nearest cover. Then came sounds as if deer were hurrying through the bushes, and in a moment the forms of men emerged from the dark wall of trees. Why, good Robin, one called, what happened to you? You're soaked to the skin. 'Tis no matter at all, laughed Robin. You see that tall lad there? We fought on the bridge with our staffs, and he tumbled me in. Seize him, lads, Robin's men cried, springing toward the stranger. Toss him in and tuck him well. Nay, nay, shouted Robin, laughing. Hold back, lads. I have no ill will, for he's a good fellow and bold. Listen here, my man, he said to the stranger. We are outlaws, brave lads who hide here in the forest from the evil lords, and we make it our business to take from the rich what they've stolen from the poor. Join us if you will. I can promise both hard knocks and good cheer. By earth and water I'll be your man, cried the stranger, seizing Robin's hand. Never heard I sweeter words than those you've said, and with all my heart will I serve you and your fellowship. What is your name, good man? asked Robin. the Stubbs, replied the other, and then with a great laugh, but men call me John the Little. The others laughed too, and pressed forward to shake hands with him. Then they raced back to camp, where a great iron